Hey guys, welcome to episode 14 of my Agrarian Skies Let's Play. Last episode I built this awesome tower of power over here. Resident energy cell attached to a tesseract. Tesseract is now going. Let's go down here and see. Oops, man, I am flying all over the place today. Yep, it's going over here. So it's hooked in back under this ME system, which has absolutely nothing in it, so there's no drives or anything. It's just set up. I have been thinking about wanting to redo my resource gathering, collection, and storage organization and stuff like that, and just kind of get things cleaned up a little bit before I move on to completing a lot of the quests in the game. So this thing right here, it needs to all go away. You see I've already turned off the engines. I broke the connection to the lava crucibles, and I should probably just break the bloody lava crucibles too, because yeah, they're just worthless. I don't like these things. First of all, I don't like lava power in general. I think it's cheesy. I also don't like the fact that they cause a lot of lag, so I'm getting rid of them. I already have some crucibles downstairs for the generation of power of my, not power, for lava from my smeltery, which is another thing I'm going to have to deal with in a future episode, but right now it's not high on the priority list. We're just going to try to get this stuff back up and working correctly, and wow, I've already got so much junk in my inventory, it's just a disaster. So what I want to do is, I want to get rid of all these autonomous activators that I have, and I want to I want to make a cool system that has golems basically feeding sifting, right? So I've tested this out already, and I know how to make a golem that will use a sifter. So he'll just sit here and he'll right click on one, and then the thing will pop out. He'll actually go pick up a thing from a chest and walk it over here and then go do and do it. I could then use void hoppers to collect it, or I could use other golems to pick it up. I might use other golems to pick it up just because, you know, magic and stuff. But I still, unfortunately, have to use pulverizers to get to break down cobblestone. There's no other way that I can tell, anyway, to generate the required sand and gravel and dust that you need in order to run them through the sifter. So that's going to be the first thing that I have to do. I've also got this system up here that I need to probably move to as well. Let's see, where is it? Yep, here it is. This is a great system. It's one of the first things that I built, but I haven't had much use for it. It's witch water barrels, right? And it just kind of feeds down to this tank down here. Yep, so I got a huge barrel of witch water, and that's what makes my soul sand. It's a very interesting fact. I see a lot of people that set up multiple barrels to make soul sand, and then they'll just, you know, they'll have the water pump in, and it'll turn to witch water, and then the sand will dump into it, and then the sand pumps out. That's actually really inefficient compared to just having, because the way that the way it generally works is much more efficient in terms of space, to just pump the witch water in directly into a barrel and just have that barrel just pop out, constantly popping things out. So you'll see I can't even get sand to this guy fast enough with the pulverizers that I have, and it's going to it's because it's turned off right now, but generally there's a dedicated pulverizer just for making sand that goes into the witch water. So that's always very interesting thing too, as well. It's one of the few improvements I've made working on these kind of like automated sifting systems. Anyway, what I need to do is first of all I need to start disassembling this stuff and taking it down, because it's got to all go to another. I'm going to relocate it from this floor, from this space, and I'm going to put it someplace else. I thought about maybe putting the entire operation over there in that tower. I still may do that, actually. It's just going to require me rejigging some stuff around, but that's not that big of a deal. I might put it in another part of the base, but generally speaking, I just need to get the stuff off out of here and put away. And the next challenge I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move all these barrels to another location where it's going to be easily accessible by my ME system. So that's probably going to be the next thing that I'm going to do. I'm kind of just like I've been letting this kind of run for a while, and it's not really doing that good of a job, but the idea was that it would just run and empty out, but it's going to take a long time for this stuff to empty out, so I just might just dump it all in a trash can I have over here. Anyway, I'm going to go and break this stuff down and replace everything, and then we'll get started on doing the sifting build. Okay, so that was a really annoying and monotonous task. I'll probably never do that again, or if I do it next time, I'll just teleport all the barrels instead of dragging them down here. That's why we got teleposers, right? In fact, I might telepose that Witchwater facility to another place. Anyway, I've separated the barrels into two different categories. These are, by the way, all the products that you can get from sifting or sieving or whatever it is you want to call it, with the exception of the ores, right? So this is just anything that's not an ore. This stuff right here I have deemed relatively useful. Okay, so it's your basic stuff. I mean, cocoa beans, maybe not so much, but everything else really is stuff that I'll probably use at some point or another. This stuff will probably go out to farms, but you know, this rest of it, I use it for crafting and various other things. This stuff, on the other hand, is kind of garbage. It's a lot of it's obviously that Natura stuff that you get from the nether, like all the plants, and with the exception of this guy right here, which makes a really excellent redstone farm, and I've got heaps of those saplings, and I'll probably set that up sometime in the near future. The rest of this stuff is really junky. The only use for it is really composting or biofuel, depending on what the drop is. I think maybe you could probably use these mushrooms, because they have lux in them, with gunpowder, which has ignis in it, and or maybe with coal that has ignis and potentia, one of the two basically. You could use them together to make automated what is it called, the nitor, automated nitor, by adding glowstone to it. So I might set that facility up later in the future. I don't know. Nitor is something that I use quite frequently when making Golem animation cores. Anyway, what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm just going to put all this stuff on a storage cell for now, and then figure out what to do with it later, because I don't get that much of it. So I've already made a couple of storage cells. I got an ME4K storage cell here. So let's grab as many of these things as I can grab in my inventory, depending on how much space I have free. And then let's format that cell. So it looks like I had room for everything. That's great. So doot. Yep. And let's count that. That should be 9, 12, 16. That's perfect. So I'm going to call this Natura garbage, because that's what it mostly is. And I'm going to format that cell, and I'm going to put it back into my ME storage. So now I can just go into here and get rid of all this stuff. The only thing that sucks about it is now it will show up in my view of the stuff that's in my ME system. What I generally like to do with things like this is certain things that are only used for processing, I like to put them into containers, and then put a storage bus on that container and hide it to make it export only, so that when you do that, it doesn't actually show up in your terminal interface. So you never have to see all the little things like the ore bits and stuff that you're generally working on. Anyway, now that's done, let's just put one of these guys here. Where do I want to do it? Let's do it like that. Shift it around. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Fantastic. And now let's just, yeah. So, because it's an export bus, because I'm a doofus. Let's see. Here we go. Import bus. I knew I had one around here somewhere. Oh, there. And now we can move stacks of items. Thank you very much. Great. Now I can start getting my barrels back here, because I'm going to use them for other things, I'm sure. Let's just get rid of all these guys here. So I think the next step is, after I finish doing a little bit of house cleaning here with these guys, is to think about how I'm going to set up my automation for my sifting operation. I got a couple of choices, and I could either put it back here someplace, because I've got a tesseract that's feeding power from my tower of power, obviously to power my ME system. But that might not be the most effective use of my of space back here. I might want to use this for like automated processing of machines because it's quite a large space. And so, plus it doesn't really show off anything. I might want to put it over here someplace, or over here. But I want golems, and I want them running around doing derpy things because I think that's just hysterically funny. So yeah, I might do that. I might put the actual pulverizing of the material someplace remote, or maybe hide it back here, and then have the material linked with B-space barrels or something to a location where the golems are, and then they can just go and do that kind of stuff. Alright, I think I'm ready for the next step here, which is that resource generation. I've debated this a lot. I think I'm going to put everything below ground over here. This area right here is not really being used. This is where the mob farm stuff is coming in for the distillery. I wonder how many essences. Oh wow, I've got a lot of beans and stuff in here. That's really good. Yeah, so, but the rest of the space down here isn't really being used, so I can put things down here like probably a lot of my basic automation resources I need to make, like a cobble generator, sand, dust, soul sand, and then obsidian, maybe a couple of other things to automate all that up. Right now we're just going to work on the basic stuff for the sifting operation, right? So I need to put some barrels down. I need to get some barrels going here. Let's see, barrels. I got some someplace, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I've got heaps of barrels. I'm gonna need one for. I'm gonna need one for gravel. Bloody wonderful. I need one for. Okay, one for gravel, one for sand, one for dust, and one for soul sand. Right. Let's go and mark these like this. Oh, no, not like that, silly man. Like this. Alright, and then lock it, and then I can take that back. I might need that later. Sand as well. Okay. And then, let's see, soul sand. I'm just shift right clicking, by the way, in order to put the lock on the Java barrel. I think most people know that, but maybe they don't. And then dust. Okay, so that's all kind of set up. What's the next thing I need to do? I probably need to put some storage buses on these guys here, so I need 4 storage buses. Now what I'm going to do is format these and add some priority settings on them too as well. So format priority, gonna raise it up quite a bit so that any kind of time one of these things enters into the ME system, it'll automatically go to the barrel instead of something else that might be free, like a storage bus, or not a storage bus, but like a ME storage cell or something like that. Why is that not working? It's because I derped up something here. What is supposed to be in there? I think soul sand. Alright. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Great. Okay. Still checking everything. Okay, that's good. So that's all wired up successfully. I wonder how much juice I'm using. Oh, wow. See, already up to basically 80 RF per tick. So one full engine. It's a good thing I've got 128. Haha, running in there. I won't run out of power anytime soon, I'm sure. Anyway, next thing. So I think what we'll do is we'll put a line of pulverizers here. So we've got, let me see, probably want to offset this by 1 at least in case I need to bring it all back somehow. maybe by 2, just so I don't have to worry about tubing. So we need one for gravel. We need another one for sand. We need another one for sand, because we've got sand for sand sieving and sand making glass, and one for sand going to soul sand. And then we need one for dust right here too as well. So there you go. That is the basic setup. Let's see here. I probably need to put the run. I wonder how many I need to run. Probably no more than 2 would be. 2 would probably keep these guys full all the time. So I've got 3 igneous extruders. So let's figure this out. Probably want to rotate these guys so that they are... No, this is fine. No, this is absolutely fine. So we will put the inputs on the bottom, I think. That would be easiest. So let's put the igneous extruder here and the igneous extruder here. Okay? Let's make sure that these are all set correctly. So blue on the bottom. And then these guys will be exporting orange. To the sides and the top. Eventually I could have maybe some excess cobble going into a barrel someplace. But barring that, we'll just do it this way for now. And then I can put some pipes. Always got so much stuff in my inventory. Alright. Perfect. That's gonna be a lot. Probably unnecessary. The next thing is gonna be all these outputs coming out here. So there's a couple of different ways to do this. Excuse me. The one that I favor is using pipes. Actually, not using the ME system right away. Sorry, the AE system. If I go and I make this guy output both of his products to the back, right? So everything's coming out the back tube. That's what I want to have happen for all of these guys. Great. So then we put tubes here. Might as well lay down a little bit more cable. I'm going to need it. So then we go here. And then we need to bring these out a little bit more. So we're going to have, if we start off with the idea that this guy here is just producing gravel, these guys are doing sand, and these guys are doing dust, then I need a little bit more cable. And I'm going to need more pulverizers, right? So we need, where's my pulverizers? There they are. And these guys kind of need to be set up like this. Like that. Like that. And like that. So we need to then put pneumatic servos on all of these guys to limit the intake of items. Here's the thing, right? So these things can make a byproduct, you'll see, which is sand, which is why you need to put servos on these guys, because you need to limit the inputs, because we only want gravel coming into these 3 guys. Which is why I kept a piece of gravel in my inventory. Okay, cool. So these guys will only do gravel, which means we can now go like that. And they should start working pretty soon. So the next thing is we need to bring out a little bit more cable, because this guy here has to output sand into dust. Okay. Actually, I could probably do this a little bit more compact if I wanted to. I don't see why not. Let's change this configuration a little bit, because I'm putting everything back into the system anyway. So let's make this, let's export to the bottom. Since this guy's got to do dust, I'll export his dust to the bottom and his sand to the left, right? Or yep, and then we'll put another pulverizer right here. So he'll only ever get sand. And we'll make him shoot out to the bottom as well. Both products. Okay, cool. I can probably take this back too. I'm not going to need it anymore. And then I can do the same with these guys too. I don't need to... these guys are both going to be creating sand. One's going to go to a witch water barrel, and one's going to go to barrel for use later for sifting purposes. So probably need to put my witch water barrel over here someplace. So let's just change the orientation on these guys. Okay. Orange bottom. Okay. Orange bottom. Oops, didn't need to do that. That's good too as well. So now we've got we've got sand coming out of these two, dust coming out of this one, sand going into here, and dust coming out of this one. So the next step is going to be probably getting my... Let's get these guys all wired up, with the exception of this guy right here, who we're gonna use him later to do soul sand. So let's wire up these tubes. So these are all gonna go like this, right? And then we're gonna bring them back this way. Don't need that, like that. And then I'm gonna import this stuff up here, okay? And not like that, but I'm going to import it into the ME system. Sorry, the AE system. And I'm going to put a red dense mode on it, so it's like the last thing that we can possibly connect to. And now what we should see if we go upstairs is barrels filling up with stuff. Hopefully. That's not looking too good there, Hoss. Let's see if I did something derpy. Can never tell sometimes. Just making sure that it's not getting into the system somehow. Oh, let's go look. Actually, let's go look back here first to make sure that this is correct, because I may have plugged it into my disk drive, which is not where I wanted it to go at all. Alright, so I did do something derpy. That's easy enough to fix, though. I just forgot to put down a ME interface over here. Let's go grab one of those. I'm on the ball right now, guys. Let me tell you. ME interface. Gonna have to make some more of those pretty soon. Very useful. Well, they are actually technically used by pretty much everything in the Applied Energistics mod. It's a little much. There you go. So now, and that's the reason why I built this the way I did, like with that guy right there, because that way I can use the same Tesseract conduit for power and importing stuff, right? So if I got a farm, it creates a link, a power link, as well as potentially either a link for the products, the outputs of that farm. So now, yep, there we go. Now stuff is coming through. The only thing that's not coming through is dust for some reason. Let's go look at that. And oh, it's because I forgot to do this part right here. And I forgot to do this part too as well. And that one as well. So these guys here all need to come out. Cool. And so they should all start exporting things into barrels, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to turn this off for now, I think. Or no, I'll leave it go for a bit. So that's good. So that is all working. These things are all being created now. What I'll probably end up doing is making another one for cobble and one for stone and one for obsidian, and having that build. I'll go do that off camera though, because that's not very interesting. So the next thing I need to do is this whole witchwater business. So let's see. I think I got a barrel up here that I was using for witchwater, and I got the witchwater barrel itself as well. So let's grab that. That'll be useful for testing purposes. Here's the barrel I was using. Okay, so let's go check this out down here. Oh, wow. Okay. So if this guy here is going to be outputting sand directly into the system, let's think about this for a second. I'm pretty sure witchwater has to come in from the top, and yeah, let's put this down for a second. Yeah, so with these barrels, water has to come in from the top, and the product has to get no, that's not right. Liquid comes in from the side, the dust or the sand has to come in from the top. So I need to put him basically underneath one of these things, and then I can pull out from the bottom the product. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So if that being the case, let's figure this out. So here is this guy. So I should be able to put him right there, right? Let's close these things off a little bit. Where did I put my stinking wrench, man? Episode cancel on account of losing wrench. Not good. So yep, so I can do this. Let's see. Oh, okay. I need to go up to my crafting bench over here. Eggplant forever. Get rid of that. I was making some runes, evidently, of something. I can't remember what though. But I need one of these weak blood shards. Because what you do is you take this weak blood shard and this guy here, and it becomes a reinforced teleposition focus, which is a 5x5 square teleporter. Right? So if I shift right click, that binds it to myself. If I right click right there, that binds it to that thing. Alright, good. If I go upstairs now, and I find that's it right there. Okay, so let's pick up that. 2. If I put this guy in here, and then I put you in there, now I just need a redstone signal, a button preferably. You can't put a button in this version of Minecraft. You can only put buttons on the horizontal plane. Forgot about that. I was silly Minecraft. So I can put the button here on this redneck cable. You see that? Did you hear that? I have no idea what just happened. Let's go look and see. This is either going to be hysterical or it's going to be like cry worthy. Okay, so it took a lot of stuff. It didn't quite take everything, but it took a lot of stuff. And it replaced one of the machines in my floor. So let's go grab this guy. That's what it did. So what you're seeing up there is, because remember what the teleposer does, is it basically swaps places, right? So this was all downstairs, including that pulverizer that was just hanging in the air. It's kind of funny. I didn't think about that. I completely forgot that that was one of the side effects of the pulverizer. Not the pulverizer, sorry, the teleposer. But that means that downstairs should be my witchwater facility. Let's go look, man. This is really exciting. Never actually tried to practically use one of these before in a reasonable way. I wonder if everything else is still connected. Oh God. Looks like we lost the covers and anything that wasn't a solid block, it looks like, got lost. Okay, well that's really interesting. So maybe that wasn't the most brilliant thing in the world to do. But hey, you know what? You're gonna try these things, otherwise you're never gonna know, right? Great. Okay, cool. So it looks like lever madness. I know. Oh, here we go. That's the last one. The last lever. Look at all those levers there. That is just the worst looking machine I think I've ever seen. Pretty compact though. I've definitely got room over here to add more stuff on this side. I'm probably going to add obsidian generation and stone generation and cobblestone, like just pure cobblestone generation too as well. But I'm pretty happy with that right now. So I'm going to call that a victory. Yeah, victory. And the next thing we're going to work on is I'm going to upgrade these barrels, I think, maybe a little bit more. Or, no, I already did, didn't I? These are all B-space, not B-space, these are all void barrels, right? So that should be cool. Now it's just a matter of where do I want to put my golem, my derpy golem farm, where they're going to be like sifting stuff. If I hide it back here, then I'll never be able to see it. Which is sad because I want to be able to see it. I want to be able to see them running around doing stupid crap. So I think I might put it over here where these guys are. I put it on the other side. And you are the worst freaking golem ever. You just sit there all day long. You know what I mean? Like, what? Am I paying you to just sit there, buddy? Huh? Well, evidently I am. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, guys, like where should I put these? I think maybe I might put them over here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put the golem sifting, sieving operation over here on this side, which means I'll just have to move some products over here, but that's fine. That's easy enough to do, and then I can just kind of like, yeah, that seems like a real waste of expensive resources for me to do this, but I'm going to do it this way anyway, just because I can. So let me go and sort a couple things out and collect some resources and build some stuff so you guys don't have to watch me do that. And then we'll come back and we'll set up the golems so that you guys can see how golem sieving works. And, I don't know, it's probably not all that impressive, but it'll look fun, and that's important. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, guys. I have gotten all the materials and golems and stuff required in order to do the next part of this build. Just wanted to show off a couple things. So I've set up this auto packager back here, which has got a storage bus attached to these two chests. One which is for the little things that are coming in. I don't have it completely configured because I didn't have samples of everything, so I'm going to have to wait for them to come in. But what I have done is I've set this to be insert only, so things that are in here won't show up on my interface over there. That will help me isolate new additions to the network, and this is just a temporary solution. I'm going to eventually have to send these off someplace to be smelted. The way I'm getting stuff or moving stuff around is I've created B-space barrels for the things that I want to have sieved, and those barrels are over here in my little golem, my little derpy golem working station pen type thing. Yeah, so I've created this area here for all the things that I want to have sieved. I put a magic mirror over here, which is linked to a magic mirror underneath my base over here. Let's go. Oh, there's the ladder. So it's linked over here to that hungry chest, which is linked to item duct, which goes into this network right here, which leads up to that ME interface. So that's how it's going to snake its way into my AE system. And yeah, I think it's about time to just kind of give this a shot here. So I'm going to put I've been fooling around with this a little bit already, and I've had a couple of issues, but I think I've mostly got them solved. I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to put you down right here. Oh, right. Okay, let's get my Golemancer bell out and see what you're doing. I had to put a warded thing over here because these guys are evidently seeing the monster drops from the area below, so that's no good. So this should be fine though. If he's gathering around here, it should be okay. What else? So he's gonna gather. Let's test that by putting something on the ground. I'll drop one of these nooks and see. His AI should update like every few seconds anyway, so once stuff starts falling on the ground over here, he'll start picking it up. Yep, great. Okay, so he is definitely picking it up. The next thing I need is I need to put a speed core in him. Actually, I think I don't think he's got one. Nope. Come back here, little derper. Okay, good. That'll make him a little faster. He needs to move around a lot. I need to put another golem over here that will empty this chest, and we need you to empty it into that bell, or sorry, into that magic mirror. So if I put something in here now, let's get like something out of my bag. Yeah, let's do a piece of glass. So if I take a piece of glass and I throw it on the ground over here, so the little doorway derper should pick it up, put it in the chest, and then that derper should pick it up and throw it in the magic mirror. Okay, that is just ridiculously funny to watch. Alright, this is going to be a lot of fun. So, next thing is, let's see, these guys here. So, click him, and then let's click... NEI is so unhelpful sometimes with that auto refill. Alright, there you go. Click you. Where's my bell? So click you here, and then click you here. Yeah, that's right. You sift that dust, buddy. So he just dropped stuff on the ground, and so this guy's gonna go start picking it up and putting it in the chest. That's great. Okay, that's ridiculously funny. I might need to put more gather golems in here. If these guys are going to be that slow. Because it takes him 5 seconds for his AI to update. But that's easy enough to do. I can easily put like another 2 or 3 in here. Just to watch them do this. Cool. Alright, let's place the rest of these golems. So, you... That's right. And then you... Okay, and then you. Alright. That should be... Yeah. That is really just funny. I'm quite amused and quite pleased with myself too at the same time. It's the most impractical thing that I think I've ever seen. I don't know if this one guy's going to be able to keep up, so I'm probably going to have to go and create another helper. Probably 2 would do it pretty good. I'm going to go do that, and then when we come back, I'll see if I can get the rest of the system working correctly. I'll be right back. I had to make a couple of pretty necessary changes. I needed to get rid of the gather golems. As cool as they were, they just couldn't keep up. I would need at least one gathering golem for each sieve, probably even two, to be completely honest. Because these things just seem to pop out. You see that was popped out like 4 items right there. And unfortunately, even though they can carry 4 items, they can't carry 4 separate items in a trip. So it ends up being really quite untenable to use gather golems in this kind of operation. There's just too many different varieties of items that can be spewed out into the ground over there. So I went obviously with the vacuum hopper instead. So that seems to be working pretty well, and that's being piped up through the ceiling here to this chest. And we got this guy over here who's just chucking them through the magic mirror. And it looks like that's all working okay. So let's go down here and watch and see what's happening here. So yeah, we got stuff popping through that magic mirror into the chest over here, and it's just kind of getting slurped out into our AE system, which is great. So yeah, that's all working just pretty much as you would hope. Things are coming back in here, and they're getting packaged. That's really quite good. There's probably a few ores that I didn't have configured. Let's go look inside the AE system and see what we've gotten here. Let's see, nothing on that first page of any note. Oh, here we go. Copper ore. That's something that we hadn't seen. And crushed gold ore, and pulverized silver, and pulverized iron. Let's go add those to our storage bus configuration here and see. So you, and you. That's great. And now if I add these back into my AE network, they should disappear off the screen for me. Should not see them anymore. Nope, not seeing them. They're all gone. Crushed. Nope. Pulverized. Nope. How was the other one? Broken? Nope. I can go check and see later. Oh, that might have been... Nope, okay, that one went in too. I can go check and see later and just count these things up. I mean, I know for a fact I'm probably missing like... Oh, I got Ardite, but I'm probably missing like Cobalt and a few others. But I think there's like 9, 10, 11 different ores that come from this Ex Nihilo mod pack. Or from the Sieving anyway. So I'll get that working pretty much the way it should be. But I'm pretty happy with this. This is a pretty cool little setup. Obviously, the next step is going to be like, what do I do with the ores that get turned into, or little broken pieces that get turned into that gravel and sand and stuff like that. Now, I don't want to hammer it. I don't want to set up like a crazy golem hammering system or anything like that, because I think it's just unnecessary. I mean, I haven't really been doing hardly anything other than the basics, and I'm just swimming in ores. So I'll probably look to set up either... The easiest thing to set up would be like some kind of Ticker's Construct smeltery or a high oven smeltery. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to do like an Infernal Furnace instead and see if I can automate the Thaumcraft ore multiplication. I'll do that in the next episode though. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a really long one, but there was a lot of stuff to build. I'll try to edit it down a little bit so that it's under under an hour. So if you're watching this and this was not an hour and a half long video, then you know that I managed to successfully shrink it down to just the pertinent parts. What was I going to say? I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, the golems, I think, actually work faster than the autonomous activators do. I'm not 100% positive, but I think that they might, which is pretty funny because they're a lot easier to make, to be honest. That's just a bale of hay, pretty much, and some clay. So, yeah, that's pretty good. We won't tell Jaded Cat, otherwise she'll nerf him somehow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you liked it, please press like, leave a comment, let me know how I'm doing, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.